Finishing this up on my birthday, about a year and 3 months after we started this ordeal. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video while we talk about finishing up the top of this bed and what it took to get to this point. We're off to an inspection tomorrow. We'll see what happens. There's a lot going on right now, so let's see if we can break it down a little bit. First, I have decided that I want to put this track down on each one of the sides. I think I'm going to go 2 down the center, and the reason being is because that'll also give me an every other tie down hook location. And I'll post a link for these in the description down below because I know people are going to ask about the different sets. So these are 8-footers. They come in a 4-pack and they have a whole bunch of attachments with them. And then these are 5-footers that I got knowing the fact I was going to end up with an oddball width. And these come with attachments also. So I'll post links for everything down below. The tail lights, as much as I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put them right there for now. And then Parts AM got a hold of me about potentially doing some actual professional lights. So I think we're going to just get these in underneath and mount them to the underside of that rail so that this is done on the road, and then we'll get some actual lights later. Up here on top, what we're going to do is a slide-in board setup, just like I have on the other flatbed. So we'll end up with a piece of angle iron here in order to cap the end off. And up here, I think what I'm going to do is take this large angle iron that I have here, weld 2 pieces together, and then plant it right to this edge so that everything slides up and it's a permanent mount in underneath. That way later on we can put a headache rack and just be able to stick it right on top of this. And I think I should finish this off, maybe triangulate it so it doesn't quite look so yucky, because I don't like this corner being right here as it is. So I think if I round this off, I think it'll make me feel better. There's nothing sexy about that look, but it's functional. So we put a piece of rectangular square stock in behind here, cut a couple of slide pieces in so that this actually slides up into those. And now we can get this into place, well, when I'm off camera. And I can drill 2 holes, put some self-tappers in. We're going to call that good. Like I said, these are just to get it on the road, and then we can start doing some upgrades. Projects always have those roll with the punches moments. We got the film neck figured out, but that means we also came to the realization we can't put the box on the driver's side because the film neck has to go through there for now. So it's going to have to go on the passenger side later. I got John's sponsorship in my way here. I got to figure out what to do with that. And we've got lights fully sorted out. As you can see, we've got a light on the license plate. We got running lights, turn signals, everything. Hopefully that's the last of me having to deal with lighting until we decide to wire these here in. I'm going to see how this thing is with the reverse lighting before I decide whether those are going to be auxiliary or whether they're going to be added to the reverse. Another thing I wanted to point out is that I'll post a link for these. These are really quick and easy to add in order to put on your license plate for lighting, and they work really well. But the problem is the bolt on them is down here. And if you put it through here like they're advertised, you cover over this. And that's technically illegal in like almost all of the USA at this point. So you have to re-drill up here and move it up over the top of it. But it works. We're getting down on the pile now. We have almost enough boards for the flatbed. I think I have one more stashed underneath the porch. We've got this pile here we've been working from, so I cut the sides off of one of these pallet edges. And now we've got a railing that we've welded together here. And yeah, I know, there's a whoop-de-doo, but it is what it is. So I took these and I bent them up and around so that they're in front of the light and everything. I think that looks aesthetically pleasing. And now I need to make a corner piece that goes right here to round it in. And then I think what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have to raise and lower it based on how thick the boards are. So if I drill through right about here, and yes, I made sure this makes it all the way through, then I can put spacers underneath this on the bolt and raise it up and down based on what I need for this. I don't know. That's my theory. We're going to try it anyway. Something new. When my dad was alive, he was always mesmerized by plasma cutter technology when I got my first one. And so when I found this piece left over from his Jeep that I built for him 12 years ago, I knew I had to put it in the Van-Haulen. So here's a fuel fill neck that I cut out using the plasma cutter, and that way he can ride along with me on this build. There we are, just to give you a basic idea as to what's going on here. So we've got everything screwed down, plus or minus I need to put in every other on these right here. But what I wanted to show you was this right here. See, it's not much flex, but I think the span is just a little bit too much. You can see that it's kind of up right there. So I only half put those in, and I think what I'm going to do is make a bracket that goes up and over once these are in, so that I can just wedge that down a little bit. Maybe come all the way out to this next set of holes in order to be able to leverage it. The reality is I needed to clean up this walkway before winter anyway, but I need to play a game of robbing Paul in order to pay Peter, because that piece there I've got to pull in order to have enough to do this, because one of the boards in the pile that I had saved from when we redid the deck is rotted enough that I don't trust it. Here we go. As you can see, that's just barely under the deck, and easily I could weld a hinge onto this and make a hinge that goes this way, or I could screw something onto here or whatever, but this should work for now. Across the backside here, I helped with tearing out an old garage door about 6 years or so ago, and I saved this piece out of doing that. So I think that's what we're going to do, is figure out being able to make a screw down there, a screw down somewhere in these, and then a screw down over here. There we go. We're all set, ready to head down through for a main inspection. Exhaust is all set, not leaking any fluids, brakes work amazing, all necessary lighting is in place, entire vehicle is one color, frame has been squared off and repainted, deck is on, and we should be good to go. No ABS sensor readings, everything's all tight.